Good day everyone, Phoenix Princess here and welcome back to another vlog. Okay, first things first, sorry I haven't been uploading much, I've been quite busy this summer. And also, I'm entering my second year of university tomorrow, so in honour of that, I thought I might share a little story of probably the worst teacher I've ever had in my life. So get comfortable, this might be a long one, I don't know. Anyway, how do I start? Well, I'm from England, so in high school, when I was in high school, we have these head of years, and it basically says in their name, they're head of the entire year group. They sort all the affairs and everything. In year 7, 8, and 9, I had decent head of years. Didn't really have much trouble with them until I entered year 10. For this story, until I entered year 10, where I probably had the worst head of year. Where I've had the worst head of year ever. For this story, we're calling Mr. Oompa Loompa. That's because he was short like one, so roll with it, okay? Anyway, before I entered year 10, I did hear some rumours about him. He did have this reputation of being strict and stern, but I didn't really pay much attention to it because I am an open-minded person. I don't really judge people instantly on what other people say about them. I'm not really that type of person. So I just brushed it off. Though looking back on it, I really wish I took those into consideration. Anyway, when I entered year 10, we just had the standard welcome back assembly with our head of years telling us about the year. Pretty much the same old routine. At first, I didn't really have any problems. At first, I didn't really have any problems with him until I went through my rebellious phase, nearly like every other teenager in the world. If you remember, I did say the school I went to, it was strict and unfair. They were very unfair to people with disabilities like myself, so you can't really blame me for that, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I didn't really have any problems with him at first, but when I went through my rebellious phase, I started seeing what that school was actually like and what the teachers were actually like. I mean, they weren't all bad, there were a few good ones, but I think I'll save that for another video. Anyway, I started seeing what that place was actually like, and I wanted to, this is going to sound completely stupid, but I wanted everyone else to see what it was like as well, even if I had to do it single-handedly. I know, it sounds stupid, but I was young, it was a good idea in my head at the time, so sorry. Anyway, Mr. Oompa Loompa, he is what the others said about him. He was very strict, very stern, and he had this permanent death glare on his face. It's just, God, it was freaky. It was completely freaky. Anyway, he was very unfair to people with disabilities like myself. When he found out I was autistic, he immediately thought that I was incapable and incompetent to doing anything and have to have constant help all the time. And that just rattled me, and it just rattled me so much. And it wasn't just unfair to me, he was unfair to others as well, because, fast forward a bit, by the time when we entered year 11, half of my classmates wanted to turn over a new leaf and start fresh, which I was very proud of them, by the way. But when something went wrong, he instantly went to some of them and accused them of doing it. It was just like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. Ugh. You know, they told us that they would find out all the information, but honestly, they did not. They just didn't want to waste their time. They just didn't care. They didn't want to waste their They just didn't want to waste their time. They didn't want to waste their time. They just blamed someone who was you know. Anyway, so yeah, he was like that. And I never thought I could loathe a teacher so much. I'm not joking. I genuinely loathe him. I mean, he was just unfair, unfeeling, and he didn't give a shit about us at all. All he cared about was his own reputation. It's just, Why? Why was he a teacher in the first place? Sorry, years of anger. Anyway, back to where I said that I wanted to show people what the school was actually like. Eventually he caught on what I was doing, and I swear to God, he was going to make it his personal mission to make my life a living hell, and he actually did, because for 2 years straight, we had this death match back and forth for 2 years, and he stuck me in isolation rooms for nearly every single day. It's just that and my hatred just grew for him. I couldn't stand him. So he expected me to respect him after what he's done. No. Thing about me is, you want my you'll get respect when you start. He'll get respect the moment he starts respecting me. But I knew he was never going to do that, so and quite honestly, I never did and never will. I just loathed him so much that. And I wasn't the only one. There was a lot of students who hated him, but there was a lot of them who were afraid of him as well. I mean, I was scared of him a little bit as well, but I wasn't. But that didn't stop me from giving him a piece of my mind. I mean, I actually told him off a couple of times, which probably was not a good idea. But like I said, I was young, so yeah. Long story short, he was just cruel, strict, didn't care about the students at all. He just stuck most of us in the isolation room, and he accused us for things we didn't do. I mean, he even accused me of grand theft. I never stole anything in my life. Anyway, so yeah, I think it was because after that, also, you know what he had the nerve to do? He had the nerve to drag me in his office. He typed in the word rude and actually made me say it out loud. I think that was the moment I absolutely despised him. Ugh. I think that was the moment I genuinely, absolutely despised him. No one respected him. I don't even know why he was even trying anymore. So yeah, long story short, he was just cruel, strict, stern, and didn't really care about us at all. And didn't really care about us at all, and he didn't really gain much respect either, so. So yeah, that was my. But I will say this: he did teach me one thing. He did teach me one thing. He did teach me one thing. He did teach me one thing, that a bad situation in the past, it doesn't have to weigh you down to your future. And when I left that school, I completely got him out of my mind. I completely got him out of my mind. So yeah, if he did teach me one thing, is that a bad situation in the past, it doesn't have to weigh you down to your future. So remember that. He did teach me that at least, but nothing much else. I mean, I didn't really have it for any classes or anything. It was just my head of year. But God, like I said, he was just. So yeah, I don't even. And when I left in 2014, I haven't seen him since. I don't even know if he's still at that school, but if he is, I pray to the little ones for what they're about to get themselves into with him. Right, so that does it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for notifications. Also, leave me a comment on what was the worst teacher you ever had and why, what you ever had and why. Right, also, if any of you are going back to school, entering college or university, I wish you all the best of luck. I hope you do well and get what you need. Right, till next time, guys.